So we were exploring some ideas about D&D, Dungeons and Dragons. And this is not kind of a mispost. This is a board gaming vlog. An interesting question, because this also brings in where we were looking at Space Hulk, a favorite game of mine, Blackstone Fortress, another amazing game, and kind of comparing the two. I also pushed that up to my board gaming archive. But to set the frame, to set the narrative, so we can open up the lines of communication and discussion here in the comments, as a dungeon master, as a game master, we're trying to build tension in the adventure. We're trying to bring the players into the fact that make a decision. You're in a dungeon. There's wandering monsters. There's area effects. Your torches are getting lower and lower. You're running out of oil in your lamps. Like, you can't hang out for 10 hours and discuss what you want to do. Not that I want to railroad the game forward, but things are happening in this ecosystem, in this living environment. There's a timer. This led into the idea of Space Hulk. One of the nice features about Space Hulk, it represents that the gene stealers, which are the kind of the aliens, they're very fast. They're connected through a hive mind, a telepathic network controlled by a broodlord, versus the Space Marines and Terminator armor. Think of heavy knight armor. They're a lot slower just with how they move, and their command and control is a little bit slower. So in Space Hulk, you have a timer. The Space Marine player has an egg timer. And when it's your turn, you flip that and you issue orders and you move and you do what you have to do. If you don't complete it in the time, you run out of time. That's it. Your turn's over. Now, ideally, and sometimes with some of the bigger missions that we play with Space Hulk, we will not count on the timer. We won't use it. I mean, the game is intended and balanced for it, but sometimes with new players, we put it aside. But I actually kind of enjoy that tension a little bit. I enjoy that idea where I won't even get into analysis paralysis, but I don't have 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 minutes to sit there and analyze and look. You're a commander in the Space Hulk. Gene Stealers, they're not waiting. They're not hanging out. Maybe a board game, they're not waiting. They're pouring in, so you have to make those commands immediately, fast, decisive. It's an interesting idea. So I say that your thoughts of other board games out there that have a timer or a timer mechanic or a limit, does it work? You know, a lot depends on the narrative, the rules, and the title. Does it work? Does it add to the game? Or is it another layer? Or is it artificially trying to force something that the game just doesn't have?